Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today's part 5 of my attendance series. If you haven't watched parts 1 through 4 yet, what are you doing here? Go watch those and then come on back. All right, so our attendance report is looking good, but one little problem remains, our sorting, right? These are not sorted in any particular order. They're actually probably sorted by customer ID, but it could be anything. All right, and these aren't sorted. You want the dates sorted inside each group. And the thing with reports is reports are going to do whatever they want to do. You could put a sort in your query and reports are just going to ignore it. So you have to set up your own sorting inside the report itself. Okay, now, right now, we only have the customer ID header. We don't have any sorting and grouping in here, aside from that customer header. So let's add a sort for student name, because I want to sort by student name, right? Okay. So let's go to report design and then group and sort. And then we're going to add a sort. So we're going to add a sort. We're going to sort by the student name. Okay. All right. Save it. Print preview. And wait a minute. It's still not sorted. Why is that? Well, okay. Let's take a look and see here. It's going to be group on. Oh, and then sort by student name. Oh, okay. So we want the sort by student name to be above the group by customer ID. So come over here where this little arrow is and click up. That promotes that so it's above the customer ID. So the first thing it's going to do is sort based on the student name. Okay, save that. And now let's print preview it. And okay, that's much better. Right now it's sorting by first name, but that's okay. That's all I got is the student name by first name. And I think for most class situations, you kind of want it sorted by first name, right? Is Jimmy here? Is Alex here? You know. Okay, our William and Wesley are down at the bottom, and James is up top. Perfect. All right, now what about those dates inside of here? Let's see. That's not, I want those sorted normally by the date, right, with the lowest ones on top. All right, design view. Now let's add a sort. We're going to sort by class, date, time. All right, save it and print preview. And that looks good. And we can get away with that just fine because that sort is after the customer ID. So it'll sort those just fine. You could reverse those, by the way. You could do this header up here as the date and then have all your students inside of it. In fact, in my Access, I think it's Access Expert 15 class, I show you how to do both. We do both reports, right? One will be by student, the other one will be by date. So you can look at each date and see who was absent and stuff. Okay? In fact, while I've got your attention, before we get on to some more cool stuff, I just want to point out in my Access Expert Level 15 class, I spent a lot more time working on this attendance system. Okay? Some of you have said in the comments it'd be nice to have multiple classes. Well, this one does. You can set up multiple classes. You can have students enrolled in each class, their enrollment date, whether they paid for it or not, if you're charging for classes like I used to do. Right? Very similar on the setup. You pick the class date, you add the students. We'll check attendance. We got all kinds of different options in here for how you want to display the attendance, whether it's by student, whether it's by date. Okay. And again, this is an expert level class, so all of this is done with no programming. There's no VBA required. So if you want a more robust attendance system, check this out. I'll put a link down below. Advertisement over. All right, now we've got just about as far today as we're going to go without VBA. So now it's time. I'm going to get rid of this little guy there. And I'm going to paste that one in. There we go. Make it a little bit smaller. Let's see if we can slide it over there. Yes, this is PowerPoint. Okay, now we're going to get into a little bit of developer stuff. If you're not a developer yet, don't worry. Don't be scared. Go watch this video first. It's Intro to VBA. It's about 20 minutes long. It'll teach you everything you need to know to get started programming in VBA. We had this conversation in my forums on the website this morning. You're not going to learn all of VBA in 20 minutes. That's why I say it'll teach you everything you need to know to get started. In other words, I don't want you to be afraid of VBA. It's not hard. It's not rocket surgery or brain science. It's something that you can become very good at very quickly, but it will take you a lifetime to master. I've been doing this in programming in VBA for over 30 years, and I still don't know everything there is to know about it. But just learning a little bit of VBA will make your databases a lot more powerful, as I'm going to show you right now. For example, when we click on our attendance form button, it just brings up the form and shows you all the records. If you got a whole semester's worth of data in here, you got to scroll down, there's lots of stuff. So wouldn't it be nice if this just defaulted to opening it to this date, right? And if you want to see all the rest of these, you can just turn the filter off. That would be pretty cool, right? All right, so check this out. Let's go into design view. Now, I already showed you how to make this button in part 2 using VBA, right? I gave you a little sneak preview. How do you say it? Sneak peek. I was going to say sneak preview. But what we can do here is open it up and then say forms attendance f dot filter equals, and I want to see everything from, assuming this is a day, right? I want to see everything from this day at midnight to the next day at midnight, but not including that midnight. So the filter is going to be, what's the name of the field? It's class date time is greater than or equal to. Now I want to put today's, or the attendance date field, but it's got to be inside of those guys. It's got to be inside of pound symbols because dates have to be represented inside of pound symbols. Okay, and then we're going to put attendance date in there. Attendance date in there. Spelling is super important in VBA. I see it all the time. People post problems in the forums, questions, and it turns out to be a spelling error. Okay, so I'm guilty too. I'm horrible at spelling sometimes. And that, okay, and then we're going to continue the line down to the next line here. And we're going to say, and class date time is less than attendance date. I did it again. Attendance date plus 1 and a thingy. Okay, now what's this string going to end up looking like? It's going to look like this. It's going to say class date. Here, I'll put it inside of a comment so it's in here for you guys. Class date time is greater than or equal to whatever that date is. 2025, 06, 01, right? And class date time is less than 2025, 06, 02. When this string gets put together after all the concatenation is done, that's what it's going to look like. Okay? Dates have to be between pound signs. You got your greater than, and you got your greater than equal to, and you got your less than. Okay? Now, we've set the filter property, so now we just got to turn the filter on. So it's going to be forms attendance f dot filter on equals true. I got a whole separate video on doing this. In fact, I got a whole bunch of videos on filtering and using the filter on property. I'll put a link down below. All right, save it, debug, compile once in a while. Come back out here. We're going to close it, open it, click the button, and look at that. It filters it just for this day's data. And if you want to see everybody, just turn the filter off. Or if you really wanted to, you could specify the start and end date down here and then just use this data to open up that form between those two dates. That's certainly another. There's a million ways you can do this stuff, folks. I'm just showing you all the different Lego pieces. You put them together however you want. Now, earlier I said if you open this up and you hit add students for date, then you've got to close this form and reopen it. Well, wouldn't it be nice if instead of this button being out here, if we put it in the form itself and it will do the adding the records and then just refresh the records? That'd be pretty cool, right? All right, so I'm going to take this button. Actually, let's take a look at what's in here. This button has an embedded macro because we use the command button to create it. All it is it's opening up this query, attendance append queue. Well, we can do that same thing with some VBA. So I'm going to delete that button. Goodbye. All right, we can slide all this stuff up if you want to. All right, get rid of that. We'll make our box a little bit bigger. Okay, now close this, save changes, yes. Now we'll put that button in here. Okay, I'm going to grab a button, drop it down here, cancel the wizard, and then we're going to go add students. And we'll add it for whatever date is on that main menu because that's what our query is programmed to do. Okay. Now, how do we do that? Right click, build event. Oh, command 64. I forgot to name my button. That's one of my pet peeves with buttons, is that it doesn't give you an option to name the button. All right, open it up. Even though we did cancel the wizard. The wizard still doesn't ask you to name the button. Okay, so we're going to call this add students button, BTN. And we have to run this attendance append queue. Okay, so right click, build event. It's going to be doCmd.openquery attendance. I still can't spell attendance append queue. Now, after we append the records, we have to requery the form. So it reloads the records. So it's going to be just me.requery. Me means the active object, in this case, the active form that you're on. Okay, all right, save it, debug, compile once in a while, close it. Let's go back to the main menu. Let's move ahead to tomorrow. Open the attendance form. Oh, there's nobody in here for tomorrow. That's the new default record. Let's add students. Click, boom. Isn't that nice? That's pretty cool, right? Then you just go click, 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 click. All done. All right. Want to open up your attendance form again. Turn off the filter. There's everybody. Okay, that's pretty neat. Now, what if you do this and you hit add students again and you've already got students on that date? You're going to add a second set of them, right? Click. Now I got everybody twice. So it'd be nice if you could program something in that looked at the data and said, hey, you already got students on this date, silly. Are you sure you want to add them again? Well, okay, that'd be nice to do. And we're going to cover that in the extended cut for the members. We're going to do two things. We're going to have it so that first it checks to see if you've already got attendance data on that date. And if so, it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to add them? Because you might want to add them again if you added a couple new students, for example. Okay, not a problem. Yes or no. And we're also going to have it check to see if you forgot to take attendance. Let's say it's Monday and you forgot to do attendance on Friday. When you open the database, it's going to look at the data and say, hey, wait a minute. You forgot to do it. You forgot to check on Friday. You're going to get in trouble. You're missing stuff. Go do it now before you forget. Right? And I'll have it so you can loop back as far as you want. You want to have it go 2 weeks back, a month back. That's fine. We'll skip Saturdays and Sundays. You can add other dates if you want to. But that'll all be covered in the extended cut for the members. Silver members and up get access to all my extended cut videos. Now wait, I'm not done. I know a lot of you cash out after you see the extended cut mentioned. I'm not done yet. I've gotten, since I started this last week, since part 1, I've gotten a lot of feedback on people that want to see other things. So if you have features you'd like to see added, let me know. If enough people are interested in a particular feature, I'll consider making another tech help video, or I might make a template or a seminar video out of it. I know this could be a whole full-fledged system. Again, in the tech help videos, I just show you how to get started. This is not meant to be something that you're going to go run your school on. But if you're an Access developer and you're looking at how to do this stuff, this will get you running, right? This will get you up and started. A few comments I've gotten so far, people want to see how to do, how to use a barcode reader to like scan your students in. That's one option. Someone else asked about doing a leave of absence. A few people have asked about how to do multiple classes, which I do already cover in Access Expert 15, like I mentioned earlier. So if enough people are interested, I'll keep working on the series for you. If not, I've got other options available. Check those out. But that's going to do it for today. That's going to be your tech help video. Thanks for watching part 5. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. And members, I'll see you in the extended cut. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that show more link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get one free beginner class each month, and yes, those are for my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos. Plus you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get one free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject, and you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.